Hello, and welcome to Mdsakuofmisyel. I'm Michelle Damaris, intuitive artist and medium, and today you are joining me for a third episode of Eternal Dewdrops. We are continuing from our other episodes, going over some stories that was in a news article from BuzzFeed from 2018. So today I'm going to give you 5 more from the people that they have interviewed, and we'll just continue on until we get through all 28. So the first story that we have is called The Curious Case of McDaniel. And it reads, I had a weird dream that I was frantically running into different bars and asking the bartenders if they had seen a one-armed man named McDaniel. For whatever reason, I was super upset and desperate to find this one-armed man. When I woke, I texted my mom and told her about it. This is the text I got back. Bev is my aunt. So, a little unclear about this story being that, if this person's looking for a one-armed man, I take this as she's saying, with her having this dream and frantically looking for this man, that's something her aunt Bev was doing, and I could be wrong. Maybe someone else has a different perception of this, but that's my understanding offhand reading this. And yes, it's very possible to have dreams of your loved ones and you feel you're the character, but it's them showing you something of their life. If that's not the case of this, it doesn't mean that they still don't come in our dreams and give us information or show us something, a part of their life. So this is very valid still and very interesting as well. For the next story, it is called Happily Ever After. About 2 months ago, after my grandma died, I had a dream that she told me how much she loved all her kids and grandkids. Then my grandfather, who passed before I was born, came and tapped her on the shoulder and told her it was time to go. They walked off into the sunset together with my grandpa walking my grandma's beloved dog, who she was buried with, on a leash. It was a very special moment, and I like to believe it was really her. And yes, indeed, it was. These wonderful dreams of our loved ones is very rewarding to have that interaction, see that they're okay, see that they've, crossed over and with other loved ones and spending that time together. So it's very comforting and uplifting and nice when they give us these little glimpses. So absolutely beautiful. For our next story, it is called Bringing Him With You. About a year after my uncle's death, his daughter had her first child. My dad, my aunt, my uncle's widow, and I went to go see her new baby boy. As we were checking in as visitors, we were required to provide photo ID and have a photo sticker made. The clerk said that my dad and aunt still had their photos on file somehow. Suddenly, I looked at my dad's and shrieked. It wasn't him in the photo. It was my uncle. We all burst into tears. My aunt gave my dad a huge hug and said, "Thank you for bringing him with you." My cousin nearly fell off the bed when she saw the sticker and said that she had been praying that her father could meet his new grandson. That is so sweet and so special, especially in times like that when, there's a new addition to the family and your family member who had passed away isn't there physically, but they're always there. They're there in spirit, and they'll send you little signs that they are, and this was a great sign. to have his photo on the sticker with them checking in, and it's like he was there physically. And I think, again, they are so creative, and they'll find a way to get through to us and make us feel special and thought of and loved. And this was very sweet. Love that. All right, for the next story. This is called Silence on the Other Line. My stepdad passed away a little over 2 years ago. Last summer, my stepsister and I each received a phone call from him. One from his residence and one from the place where he passed. When we answered, there was no one there. After reaching out to those places, no one could account for the calls made to us. And yes, again, they can do that. We're energy, so they can tap into those lines and give us a call, and we may not hear them on the other side, but they're there trying to connect with us. So that's very nice and sweet that, if nothing else, they saw their phone ring with their dad's information on there to let them know, hey, trying to reach you guys, trying to get your attention. And maybe that's all he needed, and they saw the sign, and that's still rewarding. For our last story, it's called Patty Cake. My great-grandma died when my mom was 12. They had been very close. My mom later told me that when she was older, she saw our grandma sitting at the end of her bed wearing her favorite dress and smiling at her. Fast forward to when I was 2 or 3 years old, my mom would take me to visit my grandma's grave. My great-grandma's grave. And she said I laughed and played patty cake by myself, but it seemed like I was playing with someone else. She thinks it was our grandma. And that very well could be, if she could remember being that young, then she could validate that. But, for the sake of the story and their experience, we will believe that that was her great grandma playing patty cake with her. And it's very sweet. Children, they're closer to spirit because they're new in the world, as well as elderly people, they're closer to spirit because they're exiting to, the spiritual realm. So yes, this is absolutely beautiful, and our loved ones love interacting with our children and spending time still. And although they can't be around forever, they spend a little time and then have to go back and do what they're working on the other side, but they still come back and visit or give us signs or just let us know they love us. So if you're having a hard time today, or whatever's going in your life, please stay encouraged. You're not alone. Even if you don't believe in our loved ones giving signs, or maybe you don't believe anything at all, just stay encouraged that, you aren't alone, and there are wonderful spiritual beings out there, whether you believe in God or spirit guides or angels, whatever it is, they're there, and they're helping even when we don't notice or realize they are. When we feel like, oh, we're just lucky, or oh, this is just a coincidence. That's spirit working in our favor, helping us out, trying to guide us the best way they can without interfering with our free will and our daily life. So just stay encouraged, if nothing else, that spiritually you're not alone. Someone is always guiding you and watching over you, protecting you, and helping you along the way. And it may not feel that way very often, but they're there. And it really just takes a matter of believing and having faith. And I know that sounds very common, but that is the truth. What you believe, that's what it is. And what is for you doesn't mean it's for someone else. So stay true to what you believe in, no matter what it is. and stay encouraged. Thank you for joining me for this episode, and I'll see you next week. Bye.